All right, so we are here. I was trying to figure out what I was going to talk about today. And I was actually on my way to get food, but I was like, you know what? Let me talk to my people before I grab food. Now, I had every intention on being on video today, but if you guys caught my last video, I had surgery on my finger. I broke it doing some crazy shit, but fingers broke. And so I have this huge thing on my hand. I just feel like it looks crazy. And you guys know me on camera. I use my hands a lot. And so it's just like, I just don't need this thing just being an eyesore for the aesthetic of the camera. It's just going to look crazy. So for now, we're just going to be behind this. So that's why I'm not on the camera, just because I feel like I got this thing on my hand and it just looks crazy. When I can take it off and stuff, then it'd be better. But right now, I just feel like I just don't want this big ass eyesore on my stream. But anyway, I decided I wanted to get on here and maybe do a little 2024 wrap up. But I just want to talk. You know what I mean? I just want to talk because I haven't done a lot of talking in a minute, like where we haven't just really kicked it and you guys just listen to like kind of what I got into. So I guess I'm gonna start from the top of the year. I remember I built my studio at the top of the year. I already had my studio back in early last year, like in October or November, and it was like hell trying to get someone to help me like build it. All the builders were acting funny. It was just crazy. Like niggas wasn't trying to do it, help me do it. So then, long story short, I finally got these guys to help me build it. It cost me a ton of money. I think it was actually overpriced for what it was, and built the studio. I love the studio. It was great. But if I'm being honest, I kind of feel like I never really maximized it, and it served its purpose, but I still feel like, I feel like I lost a lot of money from that studio. Like it was a big investment, and I don't think it made the money back that I spent. Like I could have just stayed in one of my rooms or something like that. But I needed to know that I could do it. And that's one of the things that I pride myself on doing sometimes, is because it's like, I know me, I have the personality type to where if I don't do it, eventually I'm going to do it again. So I'm going to try to do it. So I just be needing to get stuff out. So I did it. I tried it. It was cool. I think I was relying on this idea that if I had a studio, I was going to have a lot of guests, and that just didn't happen, And I think the commute that I was dealing with was a lot. And then I had some issues in my personal life. So then that became super stressful, right? And then boom, Fox Soul calls. So then I'm auditioning for Fox Soul. And then I get on the show in March. My studio got finished being built in February. I think I even was out sick a little while. In January, it's always something going on. So I really didn't get to use the studio because then I was working full time at Fox Soul. That was an amazing experience. I love Fox Soul. I loved, being on the talk show. That was great. It was nice. And then, I did a couple of trips this year with some of my boys. My birthday was kind of really low key. I went to Puerto Vallarta, had a great time this summer in Mexico. I went to New York, had a blast at New York Pride. Then I got booked in July here in LA. Then we dropped, also I was working on Do Not Disturb. We dropped Do Not Disturb this year. Number 1 R&B album, number 15 on the R&B charts. We also went to the Gag City tour. We met Nicki Minaj. We finally got to talk to her this year. That was interesting. We went to Queens. That was cool. What else happened? I feel like a lot happened this year for me. I moved again. I got another place. I condensed everything. I also got a new car this year, 2024. It's very nice. I love my car. Um, and the most recent thing is we dropped our 60-day manifestation cleanse book, which I think is great. It's a little you can get it on Amazon. I'll put it in the link below if you guys haven't grabbed it. We dropped our 60-day manifestation cleanse book. It's the top selling book in our genre right now, and it's one of the top new releases. So shout out to that. Also, we got on Fiverr and we started doing tarot readings on Fiverr. Our Fiverr readings are back open. I know some of you guys have got readings from me on there before. I was a little bit delayed because there was a lot of stuff going on, but our readings are open over on Fiverr as well. So if you guys are looking for tarot readings and stuff, you guys can go on to Fiverr. I'll put that in the description too. So we got our little side hustles going. We got our businesses going. It's been a solid year. Now, if we're gonna get into the things, I just feel like every time I felt like I was going up personally, someone attached to me or something attached to me had something else going on, and I had to like kind of cover up for it. This year made me feel like, I'm gonna be honest with you, this year was the year that I realized that I could only really rely on myself. And I know that sounds very selfish and narcissistic and at times, but listen, there's been times where when I looked around and I needed people to help me because I was helping or they needed help or whatever the case may be, no one was around to help me. No one was around to help me. Whether it be with finance, whether it be with a ride to the doctor, whatever it is, like whether I'm going through an embarrassment online, like no one was around to help me. But I had people around. But it was like, this year made me realize that a lot of times people will expect you to be there in whatever capacity that it is, whether it's financially, emotionally, whatever. And if it appears that you got it or you're able to do it, they don't even think that you should even have that same feeling. You know what I mean? I lost a lot of people. A lot of my relationships changed this year. A lot of people that I thought I would never fall out with did. Never not talk to did. And, somebody told me, they were like, you're going into a period of isolation. And I was like, what does that mean? It was like, because you're going to be in a period by yourself for a minute. And I'm like, and they were like, well, you can't be afraid of that period of isolation because you're going to be, you might be feel like, it was all you, it's your fault, or you're a bad person. But honestly, you're growing, right? And sometimes the universe moves certain people and places or things out of your life in order for you to grow and get to the next level. And some of those people, places, or things are not meant to go with you. So you have to shed old habits, old people, old environments in order to get to new places, And I think that this year, if nothing else, it taught me to bet on myself, but it also showed me that, it's okay to say, listen, I need to feel appreciated. And if people and if the people around you are not appreciating you for what you provide or bring to their lives, then they need to go. They need to go. And when you look around, and if you can look through a year and you're like, I did X, Y, Z, this and that, or I was here for that, and and how many times did this person show up for me? How many times did who could I have called when I was sick? Who could I have called when I was in a bind? Who helped me out? Like if you can look around and you can't really see anybody, then you really need to think the people that you're around. And also, I think what I've also realized is sometimes the people that you're looking for, they're there, but they're not the people that you really want all the time. So I learned this year that I'm going to start showing up for the people that show up for me. Because many times I would be showing up for people that half-ass show up for me. Because those are the people that I really have the most fun with, for whatever. Oh, these are the people I like. This is what I like. This is the people I like to be around. But those are the people that end up disappointing you the most. Because they don't give a shit about you for real. Or they'll drop you like a bad habit when something goes wrong. Or they don't provide a lot of value. But it's certain people that continuously reach out, check on you, call you. And I'm talking about when they got things going on, right? See, a lot of people, and I've been guilty of this too, a lot of people, they use this idea that I'm busy, I'm working, I'm this as an excuse to not be present. And I've done that too. But any and everybody will be present for what they want and who they want to be present for. And for me, I have to realize, like the people that will go out of their way, even while they're busy or out of town or working or whatever it is, to just see how I'm doing, those are the people that matter. I mean, it was just recently that, I had the surgery and I was like, who can I call? I couldn't, I was trying to figure out who was I going to be able to call. Granted, everybody had work and some of my sisters and I was so mad at my mom, my sister, because no one was showing up. Like everybody was like, okay, I'm going to do this. Then at the last minute they canceled because they had their things going on. It was one person, one of my homeboys, shout out to him. He ended up moving his schedule around for me just to pick me up and drop me off at home. Now, granted, maybe everybody couldn't do that, but at the end of the day, he could have just been like, well, I have to work. You know what I mean? Instead, he was like, you know what? I do have to work, but let me know what the time is, and I'm going to see if I can make an arrangement because I know you need help. And he did that. So those are the people that I need to spend and put more of my energy to and make sure that I make them feel valued. I've had other friends that people have lied to me and they've decided to stop talking to me because they lied to me and try to make it seem like I am bringing drama to their life when they got me in all the shit. Their drama has impeded into my life and they somehow try to make it seem like I'm bringing negativity to their life, and then they get upset when I find out that they've been lying to me. It's just crazy. Those are people that I don't need to associate with. People that don't take any accountability, people that don't apologize, people that always expect you to apologize or be the bigger person. This year, I felt like I had been the bigger person in so many situations, and I'm just like, you know what? Being the bigger person, I'm done with that, because I don't mind being the bigger person to people that value me, but I'm not going to be the bigger person to a motherfucker that don't care. I'm just not doing it. You know what I mean? Also this year, I realized that your family is really all that you have. And I really enjoyed the time that I spent with my mom, my dad, my brothers. We made some good music together. I was able to put my little brother on a feature, on a song on Do Not Disturb. He was so happy about that. Me and my sister, we went to New York. We did a great vlog together. We had some good time. I really got connected with my family this year. Me and my dad got really, really close this year. Me and my mom, it was a good year of healing for the family and just connecting with them. I appreciated that. I had a couple crash outs this year online. I got threatened by Cardi B. That was really crazy. I got really disappointed with that because I'm like, I never thought it would get to that point. But I've also had a realization industry wise that people are not your friends. No matter how much you think that they are, it's all a game. And trust no one. And it is what it is, you know. Got cursed out by Nicki Minaj. That was hilarious. Fox Soul crash out. The roast of the year. The roast of the year. Who can forget the roast of the year? That needs to go on a calendar somewhere. The Fox Soul, that the roast that quote unquote ended Fox Soul. Never forget the roast of the year. I couldn't believe Al was crazy. I could not believe Al was a snake like that. I'm gagging. I thought Al was cool. I did not know he was that nasty. I'm over here really like, girl, he really tried to play me. And then Dineva, girl, she really tried it too. Then I had to drag Dineva because I'm like, wow, you two old queens was really over here feeling some type of way. That was some tea. That was some tea. And y'all thought this whole time I really fucked over $250,000? I would have never done that. Come on now. That was crazy. I'd have never done that. Oh, we did a Jaguar Wright interview this year. That was a key. That's when she had said that she saw the tape with Megan Thee Stallion and Tosh and Nicki Minaj. That was wild. That was wild. I met Jaguar though. I've seen Jaguar a couple of times. Jaguar's cool to me. You know what I mean? She's Jaguar Wright. She is what she gives. Like, when she's cool to me. I've been able to talk to her. I met her in person a couple of times. She's chill. I don't know what's going on with her over there, but you know, she's cool to me. Ain't had too much drama though. Like, I've had more. I think this year for me, it really wasn't even the online stuff that really was the real daunting stuff. I think it was more like a personal whirlwind that I went through this year, because it just felt like for every step I personally moved forward, somehow me and a person that I was connected to took a step back. That is what fucked me up. Like, why does it feel like when I'm making strides forward, my personal relationships are falling apart or taking steps back? I don't know. I really need to look into that and figure out what that really means. But 2024, it wasn't all a bad year. It just was like very yin and yang for me. Like, I see a lot of people talking about their year. It was so yin and yang. Like, I had a lot of good shit happening for me, career-wise, industry-wise, financial-wise, but then I had a lot of stuff happen to me personally. Like every time I moved forward, it was some bull BS. Like, and it was like, it was really, really weird. I don't know. But I will say I'm moving into 2025 with less people. I don't know what that means. Less things, less obligations. I don't know. But we'll see. 2024 wasn't all bad. It was great. I learned a lot. I learned a lot this year. And I had fun. I had fun. I had fun in PV. I had fun in New York. I had fun. I had so much fun over the summer. I've been working out this year too. Body's looking good. So things were really looking up. Things are really looking up. I'm really excited to see what happens in 2025. We got some things lined up, more music on the way, more branding stuff on the way. I will say though, you know, but this happens to me a lot. Like, sometimes it's hard just kind of like trying to get your mental sometimes to get out and create. And so I do want to get back into a space where I'm like, I love to create again. You know what I mean? But and I go in and out of that because I get drained, and you have expectations and this. I want to get to a point where I'm just doing it just because for the love of it and not the expectation of whatever's supposed to happen, And I'm doing more of that. And I need to get back into a place of doing it more for me and not for others or what others see or what others' perceptions or what others think or feel, And I think that's gonna make it better for me going forward. Oh, I think we even hit 200K this year. But I think sometimes it's like, oh, I shouldn't do this. They won't like this. They won't like that. I need to just start doing what I want to do. Because that's what got me here. Being authentic to myself. And, the rest will follow. So, yeah, that's my little recap right now. I wish I could be on video with y'all, but sometimes I like just to do the podcast format so y'all can really like listen to me, because I know a lot of people like throw me on in their TV, throw me on in the background, throw me in their car, and they just kind of listen. But listen, it has been a dope year. Never forget, #1 R&B album. Go get your book on iTunes. On Amazon. The 60-Day Manifestation Cleanse. Top new release on Amazon right now. We did our thing this year. I'm grateful. I'm thankful for each and every one of you guys that support me. And child, we're going to keep it pushing in 2025. I love y'all all. And it's going to be some new coming. And we don't stop. You know the vibes. All right, y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. How was y'all year? And I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.